Okay, everyone back? Excellent. Before we begin, let's have a quick review. It all started with a chiming, ringing, buzzing something or other, remember? Then we met Dr. Mortimer and Sir Henry, and we all watched the maiden try to escape. Followed by the gripping death of Sir Charles. Then the bumpy ride to Baskervilles Hall, where we met Barrymore and his standoffish wife. Followed by meeting snotty Stapleton, his frightened-looking sister, and all those goopy sounds of the moor. Well, I think that about does it. All right. So when we last met, I was at my wit's end and needed to fill Shirley in on what had happened. So, during the intermission, I wrote Shirley a letter, which I gave to this messenger, who hopped on the morning train, ran through the fabled streets of London, and delivered the letter to Shirley.
Oh, goodness. Oh, thank you very much. Okay. All right. Ooh. Gurgling swamps, snot-nosed butterfly catchers, and escaped lunatics. Barrymore and the lighted candle. So vivid, I felt like I was right there with you.
But you're not. You're there and I'm here. This is all too much for one person to keep straight. Plus, there's that goofy love stuff.
What goofy love stuff?
That stuff.
Oh. Oh. Oh no, Jenny, I'm so sorry.
And I thought he liked me too. Men. Ugh. I was on my way to Dr. Mortimer's house a few days ago when I saw them standing there, just like that, cheek to cheek.
So you spied on them? Good for you! Go!
Okay, so he's smiling, she's smiling.
Uh-huh.
Then Sir Henry wraps his arm around Miss Stapleton's waist and whispers in her ear. He's about to kiss Miss Stapleton just as she pushes him away and says,
Your life is at stake, Sir Henry. Leave Baskerville Hall tonight. Save yourself.
Then Sir Henry says,
I am captivated by your presence. I will not leave unless you leave with me.
Then Snotty Face bumbles into the scene, waving around his butterfly net like a maniac. Miss Stapleton pushes Sir Henry away. Snotty Face points off in the direction of the house, and Miss Stapleton runs off, crying. Snotty Face throws a mean look at Sir Henry and follows after his sister. Poor Sir Henry, left all alone, confused, shoulders drooping as he heads back to Baskerville Hall. But wait, there's more.
Oh, goody, more intrigue.
The next morning at breakfast, Sir Henry launched into his side of the story like a lovesick puppy.
Oh.
Behaving like a crazy man he was, Miss Watson.
Is that so?
And all because of Dorothea. I've only known her these few weeks, Miss Watson, but I feel she's the woman for me.
How nice for you.
There's just a light in a woman's eyes that speaks louder than words, you know?
I'll keep that in mind.
She must know how I feel, but she keeps warning me to leave Baskerville Hall. And then, as I'm about to kiss her, Stapleton bumbles into the scene. What are my intentions for his sister? Being the lord of the manor doesn't give me the right to barge into their lives.
But you protested.
I certainly did. I told her that I had strong feelings for Dorothy and I wasn't ashamed of my emotions.
Never.
That I hoped that she might honor me by becoming Mrs. Baskerville.
Oh, well, how nice for her. Then Stapleton ordered Miss Stapleton home, I suspect, and you were left all alone, confused, shoulders drooping.
Yes. It's almost as if you were there.
A woman's intuition is all she needs, Sir Henry.
You're an attractive young woman, Miss Watson.
Why, thank you.
Intelligent, energetic, adventuresome.
How nice of you to notice.
Is there something that's preventing me from being a good husband to the woman that I love? Give me the truth, both barrels, I can take it.
I think not, Sir Henry. No, nothing at all. You're kind, courageous, nice smile, straight teeth.
Yes.
Oh,
But she wouldn't let me kiss her. Why? Bad breath, perhaps? Oh dear, no, I have bad breath.
Bad breath? Well, let me check if you don't mind. Remember, I'm a professional.
Jenny,
Well,
what are you doing?
it's most irregular, but as you say, it's all professional.
That was bad. Ugh.
A rose by any other name, Sir Henry. Your breath is lovely.
Why, thank you. I'm still in the running then. Miss Watson, you've been wonderful about all this groupie love stuff.
Thank you.
You're quite the girl. Like a little sister I never had.
Yikes.
Well, I'm off to learn more about Sir Charles's estate. Be safe.
Did you hear that? His little sister. Oh, he doesn't even know I exist. Oh, Shirley, I forgot to tell you, Stapleton knows all about us.
He does? How?
Dr. Mortimer flapped her yap when she was having breakfast with the Stapletons a few days ago. Wants to learn all about famous Uncle Sherlock.
All in good time, Jenny. But now I must be going. Keep the letters coming.
Wait, Shirley, don't leave me here! Oh, I'm drowning here. I'm falling in love with Sir Henry, who's falling in love with Miss Stapleton. And then there's Snotty Face. Something mucho weirdo is going on with that guy. And then those sounds and those screams. Oh, it's like something out of a nightmare. Hear what I mean? And then, when Barrymore did another candle thing, I just had to write Shirley another letter. Thank you. Oh.
Oh, thank you very. There you go. Oh, God. Oh. But. Moans and howls in the murky mist of the moor. You're having way too much fun out there. I'm all ears. Go.
Later that night, I heard Barrymore's footsteps again, but someone else was with him. I wait for a moment as they pass my room, and then I go and knock on Sir Henry's door. Sir Henry, get up, quick!
Excellent. Careful, Jenny.
What was that noise, Mr. Barrymore?
I don't rightly know, Elizabeth. Let's have a listen.
I could tell that Barrymore's had sausage for supper, with garlic, yuck.
What are you doing with that candle, Barrymore?
Checking the windows, Sir Henry.
Making sure we're safe and secure is all.
Move the light across the window, Jenny.
Oh, please
I
don't.
am.
Look there in the distance.
What?
A tiny pinpoint of yellow light moving back and forth. It's a signal. Someone's out there. Is there a plot against me,
No,
Barrymore?
Sir Henry, it's all my doing. It's my younger brother, Selden.
Selden is the escaped convict.
He's out on the moor. He sleeps in abandoned stone huts. We go out and feed him. I mean, we can't let him starve to death.
He's a desperate man, Barrymore. Desperate men do desperate things in a desperate fashion.
Very well phrased, Sir Henry.
We must capture him. The light is only a mile away. Get your revolver, Miss Watson.
No, you can't.
That's
He's my
not
brother.
necessary.
I run to my room and grab Uncle John's pistol. Then we're down the stairs and out the door and across the moor in a blink of an eye.
Be careful.
A spectacular night. The moon shining so bright, casting shadows everywhere. So hard to see where we're going. But then there, I see the thin glimmer of Selden's candle.
Keep up, everyone. We're almost there.
He's my brother. I love him.
And then it came through the silence of the night. A long, deep mutter, then a groaning howl from a wounded beast.
At last, the Hound.
Is everyone all right? What was really done? Home from dinner with the Stapletons when I heard.
I'm no coward, Miss Watson, but that sound froze my very blood. Is there truth to the legend, then?
It's an old wife's house, Sir.
What about the footprint next to Sir Charles as he lay in the cold night air? My brother's out there all alone. Selden!
Hurry, everyone! Don't let him get away!
He doesn't look so good.
Brother, we've come to help!
Wait, look there in the distance. Let's go. Then the rain and the mist kick in, and you can hardly see where we're going. And Selden's getting further and further away. We'll never catch him. So I pull out my revolver and take aim. No! He's my brother! What was I thinking? I couldn't bring myself to kill an innocent man who so desperately wanted to live.
Thank you, Miss Watson. You have a generous heart.
The sporting thing to do, Jenny. Well done.
Thank you, thank you.
Catch him with your wits, my girl. Put your mind to it. Another storm's on its way. We'll catch our death of cold out here.
Yes, enough for one evening. We'll look for Selden again in the morning. Can't get far in all this boggy marsh.
As we're about to head back to Baskerville Hall, I catch a glimpse of a figure in the distance. But it wasn't Selden of that, I'm sure.
Stapleton, perhaps?
No, this was a man wearing a long coat with his arms folded over his chest. I turn around and shout out to Sir Henry!
Yes, Miss Watson.
A man on that hill! But when I turn around, the man is gone.
Just your imagination, Miss Watson.
We've all had a very long evening, in a lot of fright.
Perhaps some hot tea, Barrymore. Dr. Mortimer care to join us?
That's very kind of you, Sir Henry.
Careful, everyone.
A long evening indeed. Lightning flashes, rain, that man Selden running across the moor.
And that figure on the hill. I think I know who it is.
You do? Who?
Soon, Jenny, all will be revealed. But now, I must be going.
Shirley, don't leave me here again! Oh, she left me here again and was leaving me to flounder around in the muck with an escaped whack job screaming across the moor. And that hound, where does it hide? Where does it get its food? So many questions and not a single answer to any one of them. Oh no, hear that? Sounds like more trouble. Lucky me.
Ah, Miss Watson! You've stepped into the thick of it now. My poor brother wouldn't have to fly, Miss Watson. I know he wouldn't.
There are only homes scattered across the moor. He's a convict. He could do anything.
He's a good boy at heart, only a little slow in the head is all.
Always wanted to be liked, fell in with a bad crowd, picked the wrong friends. That was his crime.
They framed him. They told the police he did the robbing and hitting the night watchman over the head. But he couldn't have. He's not smart enough. Can't read or write. Can barely count his fingers and toes.
Oh, we leave him food and clothing every night near the candle. Please don't report this to the police, Sir Henry. In a few days, he'll be on his way to Australia, and his cousins will care for him there.
Poor frightened soul. Sounds like he suffered enough. Your thoughts, Miss Watson?
I agree. There's nothing to be gained by putting Selden back in prison. Let the man enjoy his freedom. We had no authority to free this man, but it's in the original novel and we had to put it into play.
Thank you, Miss Watson. I promise Selden will cause no more trouble. Cross my heart.
Okay, hubba bubba, one mystery solved. What's next?
You've been a gentleman to the core, Sir Henry. I should like to do what I can in return. I know why Sir Charles was at the gate so late that night.
You do?
He was there to meet a woman.
A woman? What woman?
We can't give you her name, but we can give you her initials.
Her initials?
Your uncle received a letter in the mail the same morning he died.
Thank you, Barrymore.
You're welcome, Sir Charles. He lingered a moment, then opened the letter. He turned his back to me as he began reading.
That'll be all, Barrymore.
The letter was from a small village over in the moor a few miles.
Addressed in a woman's hand.
A sense of mystery hung in the air.
I shouldn't have lingered, I know. But Sir Charles seemed so distressed by the letter's contents, so I leaned in to catch a word or two.
My dear Sir Charles, it is my sincere...
But the poor man began to mumble, and I couldn't quite make out. Did he say?
He's speaking a different language.
Idiot Swedish.
And then suddenly, he turned and threw the letter into the fireplace.
Oh, no!
The letter went up in flames.
How unfortunate. Up in flames.
Then last week I went to his study in preparation for your arrival. I did my usual, dusty over here, dusty over there, dusty over here. Not necessary, really. He was such a neat and tidy man. But then, as I was scooping up the ashes in the back of the fireplace, I discovered the letter.
Good for you, Miss Barrymore. Always so thorough. Tedious, but thorough.
It was mostly Charles, Sir Henry. Rotten luck indeed. But one little slip of paper, you see, if you looked very closely at the very bottom and flipped it upside down, or if you maybe even stood on one foot and bent it over and twisted it.
All right.
Please, please, as you are gentlemen, burn this letter and be at the gate by 10 o'clock.
Finally, thank you. I thought you'd never get to it. Oh, but I do miss you.
So who signed the letter?
Oh, no signature, just the initials, LL.
L.
We didn't want to tell you before.
An older man with a younger woman. You know how people like to gossip.
I do understand, but we lost valuable time. LLA. Tomorrow we'll have to figure out to whom the initials LL belong.
Lord Lyons lives 2 hills over. Being the only doctor around, you get to know the company. She had a bad sinus infection last month. I hope she's recovered.
Okay, progress. Laura Lyons it is. Tomorrow I'll set out and interview her.
Yes, well, enough for one evening. I'm bushed. More in the morning.
Good night, everyone. Good night.
Don't expect any tea.
Hardly slept a wink that night. Kept seeing poor Selden leaping from rock to rock with a crazed look in his eye, and not being able to count your fingers and toes. How dreadful! I spent all night counting mine. They're still there. So, after a quick cup of tea the next morning, I set out to interview Miss Laura Lyons. When I reached the residence, I was ushered into the parlor by a very eager-looking maid. Thank you.
Thank you. Is that all? Just thank you. Just nod my head and get off the stage. I have lines here about the weather. And if I've heard some large dog barking, I'm ready. Give me the cue.
We had to cut your lines. Sorry.
Sorry? What do you mean by sorry? I've been waiting over an hour for.
We're running late.
Oh, man. What a bummer.
What did you say to that poor girl?
Never mind that now, Miss Lyons. My name is Jenny Watson, and I'm here to investigate the unfortunate death of Sir Charles. Now, I'd just like for you to answer a few questions if you... What are you doing here?
Just curious. I heard my name mentioned.
I live here. That's what I'm doing here. You came to see me, remember?
Right, yes. Did you know Sir Charles well?
I owe a great deal to his kindness. Yes, he helped me through a difficult situation. What business is it of yours?
Well, that was nice of her to say, wasn't it?
And what difficult situation might that have been, Miss Lyons? Hunting for a wealthy husband, perhaps?
Hey now, Miss Watson.
How dare you?
I dare a great deal. We regard this case as one of murder.
I was murdered? Oh, goody. Push on, then.
Did you ever write to Sir Charles asking him to meet you?
Certainly not. Why would I?
Laura?
Please, please, as you are a gentleman, burn this letter and be at the gate by 10 o'clock. Sound familiar?
Is there no such thing as a gentleman left in the world anymore? I asked Sir Charles to burn the letter after he...
But I did burn the letter.
But the flames went out before it was all consumed, unfortunately.
Yes, I did write it. I was so desperate.
Her husband gambled away all the money. I helped Laura survive on her own.
My husband refused to give me a divorce unless I could give him a huge sum of money to pay off his gambling debts. I hoped an interview with Sir Charles might... He was such a generous man.
I wish she hadn't used the past tense.
But you never arrived that night. Something or someone stopped you. Didn't something or someone?
It is none of your business. It's my life.
Too bad for me it wasn't you at the gate that night, my dear.
I refuse to answer any more of your questions, Miss Watson. My life is none of your business. Please leave this instant.
What?
And that goes for me too. I had lines. Lots of lines. I want my lines back.
Not my best work, but I could tell she was hiding something. Got all fidgety and wouldn't look me in the eye. The next 2 days passed without incident. Sir Henry kept poring over Sir Charles's papers, and I kept walking the moor trying to find where this Hound was. Got lost twice. Stapleton had to rescue me.
I've warned you, Miss Watson. The moor's no place for a city girl. I may not be around to save you next time.
Such a spooky man. But couldn't drop the ball now, too much at stake. So later that evening, to clear my mind, I took a late-night stroll in the garden where Sir Charles had died. There's no wind, so still, so unnerving, as if the whole moor was holding its breath. And then see that, a glimpse of a figure atop a hill. It looked vaguely familiar, but I had to find out for sure. I began approaching the figure, slowly, slowly. even closer and closer now, and just as I'm about to reach out, grab the figure,
Jenny, you found me at last. Well done.
Shirley?
You asked for my help, so here I am. What do you think?
Well, it's not Halloween, you know.
Uncle Sherlock does his best thinking in this get-up, so I thought I'd give it a shot.
Have you been here all this time?
They're snooping everywhere, really. I knew if we arrived at the same time, the villain would never show his face. Scare him off for sure. So I took a room 3 towns over, the Shea Marriott. I highly recommend it.
But how did you know I was sneaking up on you?
Your perfume, my darling. You always put way too much of it on. But never mind that now. We must get going. Oh, it came from that way, Jenny! Hurry, run!
We began running blindly towards the scream, losing our footing in the darkness, blundering over boulders.
What's on your left?
And then an agonizing cry slept through the silence of the night, so very terrifying. And then a new sound, even closer now. How very frightening! And then we halted, and we listened, but not another sound broke through the silence of this windless night.
The Hound has beaten us, Jenny. We're too late.
Oh no, Sir Henry!
Yes, I recognize the coat he was wearing when we met him in London. Poor man.
Oh, this is all my fault. I should have been more.
Jenny, this man has a beard.
A beard?
Oh.
It must be the convict Selden. Sir Henry is
Help me
still
turn
alive.
him over.
Oh, roll him over.
Roll. Oh,
I heard
get off my lap.
screams,
Get off my
dreadful
lap.
cries.
Is everybody all right?
I heard.
Was that on the ground? Not Sir Henry, I hope.
It's Selden, the escaped convict.
Here, let me have a look.
Selden? But he's wearing Sir Henry's coat, and I found Sir Henry's scarf on the path just now.
Sir
There are
Henry
no
gave
marks
them to
that I
Barrymore to keep Selden warm on the moor, I suspect.
There are no marks that I can find.
Who's that with you, Dr. Mortimer? I don't recognize...
Shirley Holmes, at your service, sir.
You're Sherlock Holmes' niece, correct?
Indeed I am. Miss Watson and I were taking a garden stroll when we heard Selden's cries, came running.
As did I. I was returning home from supper with the Stapletons.
I heard it too. I was worried for Sir Henry.
Worried? For what reason?
I had suggested that he drop by for a bit of supper this evening. I was quite rude to him last week, and I thought to make it up to him. But then he didn't arrive. And then those screams! I was alarmed for his safety.
His safety? Why?
Because of all the legends about the phantom hound that roams them all. Isn't that why you're here, Miss Holmes? To protect Sir Henry from legends and superstitions?
Well, I didn't hear any hound sounds. Did you hear any hound sounds, Jenny?
Any hound sounds? No, not a hound. No hound sounds here.
Anxiety and exposure disoriented Selden, I suspect. He ran himself off the cliff there. Elementary deduction, really.
Must be fascinating having a famous uncle for a detective. Why don't you drop by for a bit of supper this evening and thrill me with all his elementary deductions? Oh, and bring Sir Henry as well, of course.
How generous of you, Mr. Stapleton.
Now, do you need help with Selden's body?
Oh, no, we carry around dead bodies all the time.
Very well. But remember, lose your bearings and you'll end up like Selden. Oh, and happy Halloween, Miss Holmes.
Jenny, here.
Right,
come
sorry.
here.
What?
We carry dead bodies around all the time. What was that?
I don't know, it just popped out. What shall we do, Dr. Mortimer?
Ladies, let's put Selden back in my horse carriage. Take him back to Baskerville Hall.
I don't like that man's tone. Through him with all the elementary deductions.
Happy Halloween wasn't very nice either.
Not at all! Oh, so rude.
Okay, you grab a leg, I'll grab a
legs.
leg.
I take the arms?
Yeah,
okay.
that'll work. Okay.
One, two,
which
three,
way?
legs.
Which way?
Oh,
Take it back now,
Yeah, we're not getting any progress done. Let's roll him like a log.
Rolling! Yes! Yes! Roll!
No, not you. Him.
Roll! Go!
Go.
That makes
Go.
so much
Go.
more sense.
Go.
Go. You've
Go.
got it. Good job. Okay. There
Jenny,
we
he's
go.
gonna roll away! He's going to roll away! He's gonna roll too fast!
He's fine. shit! This is Shirley Hound, everyone! And watch it, his pants are falling off!
You dropped him!
You dropped him!
He'll be all right. I'll make it all better, don't worry. Aren't you a doctor? Get his legs. All right, ready? 3, 2, heave. Oh, all right. Oh, God. Why did I feed you so much, Sheldon?
If you couldn't tie your back, I'm not fixing it. Oh, the doorway! Out!
What's up with the bowling ball?
You heard the screams, poor man. I was about to leave, but I promised you I wouldn't walk the moor at night. A coward's promise. I should have.
You made the right choice, Sir Henry. The Hound was after you.
Me?
Selden was wearing your overcoat, and Stapleton found your scarf on the path.
The one I gave to Barrymore.
To keep Selden warm on the moor, yes.
So he died because of me.
There's no time to sell pity, Sir Henry. Stapleton has invited us to dinner tomorrow evening, and you will accept.
I will?
Yes?
And you and Watson?
Tell him we had to return to London, suddenly.
We did? I mean, we do?
Things to do, people to see, have Perkins drive you over, but tell Stapleton you'll be walking home across the moor after dinner.
But you said I shouldn't.
You mustn't question us, Sir Henry. This will be your finest hour.
Spooky as a spooky does, Sir Henry. He'll be safe with us.
Okay, well, I don't like it, but I'll do as you say.
Jenny, come here. Right. Spooky is as spooky does, Sir Henry. What was that one?
I don't know. I'm really stressed out. There's a lot of words that are going
get a
to...
grip!
Okay, got it.
Okay, fine.
Ladies, I put Selden in the study. I'll contact the authorities in the morning. They'll come for his body.
Oh, darling.
I prepared a room for you, Miss Holmes.
Thanks, that's very generous of you, Mr. Bick. Oh.
That's quite the sound she makes. Enough to wake the dead.
Oh, she'll recover. She's a hardy soul. I am off. I'll be back tomorrow morning, Sir Henry, before the morning postal trains with the last of these state papers you sign. Sleep tight.
Oh. Darling, are you all right?
Very bad. Very bad.
Oh.
No!
Yes, well. Good night, all. Come on, Miss Holmes.
Excellent work, Jenny. Remember, tomorrow is the big day.
What a night! Poor Selden's horrible screams, then his lifeless body, and no teeth marks anywhere. Was there really a hound on the moor? And what did Shirley have in mind for Sir Henry tomorrow evening? I felt in the dark again. It's not easy being a detective, I'll tell you that. No food, no sleep, you start seeing things. Oh, not again. Did I see what I think I just saw? No, not possible. I just need some sleep. See you in the morning. What a night! Wow, what a night! I must have fallen asleep standing straight up.
Today is the big day.
Shirley, Selden's still in the study, you think?
Of course he is. He can't just get up and walk out the door. Dear girl, he's dead.
Good morning, Mr. Barrymore. Is Mrs. Barrymore feeling any...
Right, she's done. No time for pleasantries, Jenny. I must catch this morning's train to London. Hold down the fort here, keep your eye on Sir Henry, and no sneaking across the moor.
Will do, but who do you think did it? Just a hint? Dr. Mortimer, she's the legal beagle type. Contracts and wills and all that. She could forge everything. With Sir Henry gone, she could have it all.
Patience, patience.
And I know Barrymore makes a mean cup of tea, but Barrymore has a full black beard, and if Sir Henry didn't actually live here, the Barrymores could have the whole place to themselves. And Mrs. Barrymore's cries, they seem a little much, don't they?
Grief! She's still going.
Hear what I mean?
All will be revealed soon, darling. Never fear.
You always say that, and then you don't reveal zilch. I'm out here doing all the heavy lifting, and you're just playing dress-up on the moor.
Playing dress up on the moor. Oh, well done. Just wait till I tell you about your perfume.
What? Tell me what about my perfume?
Tonight, 9 o'clock, Jenny. Meet me at the Stapleton house. Don't be late. Don't wear that perfume. Bye for now. Ciao, Barrymore.
Shirley! Oh, what was she going on about my perfume? And what was with that Chow Barrymore stuff? And please, what was she going on about my perfume? I spent most of the day just sulking around, waiting for 9 o'clock to roll around. Sir Henry was still poring over Sir Charles' financial ledgers, and the Barrymores were searching high and low for Selden's body. They were looking in old attic trunks last I checked. Then finally, bam, night fell just like that. So still, so cold, as if a stiff wind was blowing through the night, like something awful was going to happen. But thrilling too, I couldn't wait. So when I first arrived at the moor, I stayed in the shadows, tried to get my bearings, and then...
Jenny, over here.
Shirley?
Hurry
Is
up.
that you?
Come on. Oh, Jenny, what's in? Victor Lestrade, my comrade.
Victor Lestrade, a pleasure. Filling in for dear old dad is out with the flu. Lucky me.
Uncle Sherlock uses the Lestrade Detective Agency without any needs backup. I pulled him out of philosophy class this morning.
I'm ready. Can't wait. What's the plan? What do I do? Let's up to it.
All right, easy, lad. Do as I say, and we'll catch ourselves a dastardly devil. Everybody ready?
Ready.
I could feel the tensions increase as we approached the Stapleton home. Was Sir Henry safe? Was he dead already?
Jenny, peek into the window. See what you can see.
My heart is pounding in my chest as I approach the Stapleton home. I inch up the wall and peek inside the window.
What can you see?
I see Mr. Stapleton, Sir Henry, and Miss Stapleton. Mr. Stapleton is laughing. Now he's gesturing. Now he's getting up. He's leaving!
Jack, I forgot to lock the barn door.
It's an old barn. He's taking out a key, unlocking the door. Wait, I hear something.
What do you hear?
Like a growling sound, maybe? I'm not quite sure.
A growling sound? What do you mean by growling? I don't like growling sounds.
Wait, he's coming back! Oh. I could tell the Stapletons had linguine with clam sauce for dinner. Glad I didn't wear my perfume.
Well done, Jenny!
Ditto for me.
But wait, in the distance, a white, woolly-looking substance swallowing up half the moor. It's beginning to inch its way towards the Stapleton house and crawl its way up the walls.
Fog's so thick you can barely see the house anymore.
If Sir Henry doesn't leave soon, we'll lose him in the fog. We have to move to higher ground, quickly! Get ready!
Ready for what? Was this a part of the plan? I don't think I like this.
Are you all right? All right. And it's Jen! It's Jen! It's not working! It's Jen!
Come on, get out! You'll be fine. Never mind, they won't.
Shut it!
Damn!
Shut it!
Did you shoot it, Victor?
I'm not sure. So hard to see, I may have.
Sir Henry,
I'm fine, Jenny. You?
I'm fine. My arm is... Oh, that's...
Dr. Mortimer, Jenny, Ben!
Are you all right, Sir Henry?
Yes, fine, Barrymore, thank you.
We heard an awful howling. Are you safe? Did you kill it?
Victor may have got 1 or 2 shots, possibly wounded the beast.
And then it leapt out of the fog and disappeared with a blink of an eye. A gargantuan bloodhound with a head as big as...
Jenny's arm. Several bad scratches and wounds here.
to get it back to Baskerville Hall. I can better assist her there.
Oh, don't worry about me. I'm fine.
No more dead bodies!
What about that coward Stapleton?
He heard us fighting for our lives out here. He's out there somewhere, lurking.
After minute time you're ready, Shirley. I am.
For now, we'll go back to Baskerville Hall and get Jenny cleaned up. Everybody ready?
Ready.
My hand was shaking like an earthquake, and then my revolver jamming. Who could have predicted that? And then, did you see Shirley? She was magnificent. And then, well, I can't believe I really did it. I hopped on the thing with my bare hands. Oh, well, I don't know what I would do with myself if I let that beast eat Shirley for dinner.
Dreadful night, but still great fun, eh, Shirley?
What a beast.
Its breath smelled like stale enchiladas.
So was the coward Stapleton all along. The phony beard, the threatening letter. What a nasty fellow he is.
Yes, it was I all along, and I admit I was a little bit nasty.
He has a gun!
Put down the revolver, Mr. Stapleton. You don't want to hurt anyone.
Oh, yes, I do. Very much.
Whoa!
He's ill. He needs special help.
Oh, Miss Lyons.
I was so worried about, and then the shots on the moor and the terrible howling. I just had to see if... John, darling, are you all right?
Why is this woman calling you John, darling John?
Your brother has proposed to me, Miss Stapleton, and I have accepted.
Proposed? My brother? Well, you can just unaccept his proposal. John, darling, is not my brother. He is my husband.
Oh, it just gets better and better.
I want what is mine. The land, the money. I did what I had to do.
I'm the last of the Baskervilles, you nutcase!
Not quite, Sir Henry.
Now, what was that?
You are both Hugo's descendants.
Is that so?
See, look there. You can see the resemblance, the forehead, the brow.
Wait a minute. I think... Someone give me a hand here.
Why am I always the one happy living?
You don't mean this dramatic, right? It's not actually that heavy. He's just
Bell, 22 by 20.
All right, so if you cover up Hugo's beard and all that hair on top.
And squint your eyes real tight.
Those same thin, sneering lips, yes.
And those cold, intolerant eyes.
Shirley, the light's better over here.
Yes. Please come with me, Mr. Stapleton, so we can examine this matter further. Right this
John, watch
way.
out! No, don't hurt him, please!
Oh, yes, hurt him all you want. He's lied to me.
This is madness! Does anyone know what's going on?
Actually, I do. Here comes the wrap-up. Everybody ready?
Ready!
So, while Jenny was here at Baskerville Hall,
Logging to the murky moor all by myself.
Jenny! Sorry. I knew if we both arrived at the same time, the villain would never show his face. So I went to the British Museum instead. Day after day, I examined old letters, business records, passages, ship records, everything. And Eureka! Your real name is not John Stapleton.
It's not?
It's Roger Baskerville, the abandoned son of Sir Charles's younger brother.
You mean the sinister, dark, twisted younger brother who fled to South America and was mentioned briefly by Dr. Mortimer at the beginning of the play, but so long ago that the audience has completely forgotten.
The very same who grew up in Costa Rica, married Miss Stapleton, and was hired in a Northern England school as a teacher of entomology.
Entomology. Ew. Bugs. We know that one.
But wait, there's more.
We can't wait.
So, I took the train to Northern England and discovered that the very same school had been robbed of all its money 3 years ago.
No.
Yes, and 3 days later, Professor Buggy here and his wife mysteriously disappeared. I put 2 and 5 together.
7.
Great.
You're so smart.
So true.
And 10 days later, they bought a little cottage next door to Baskerville Hall to see what they could see.
And they saw me rolling in money. You little pipsqueak.
Oh,
You were old and frail, had a bad heart. All I had to do was to get you to...
To fall in love with me, Sir Charles, so I could lure you into the moor where that awful dog would...
but Miss Stapleton refused to help her obsessed husband.
Thank you, my dear.
So he found me. He looked so kind. So gentle. So understanding. I told told him about my husband's debts, and he suggested I write you a letter, Sir Charles, seeking your assistance.
Oh, yes, letter. Right to Barrymore?
That's right, Sir Charles. Fine memory for a dead man.
Go on, young lady. I can barely stand up here.
After I sent the letter, John appeared at my door and said he should be the one to help me instead of Sir Charles, that he wanted to marry me and care for me for the rest of our lives. That's why I did not show up at the gate that night, Sir Charles.
But Mr. Stapleton did show up at the gate, didn't you, Mr. Stapleton?
Yes, I did.
You and that poor animal you've tortured.
Get him, boy! Go over the fence! Get him, you devilish hound! Get him, get him!
Oh!
That's my cue. See you all at curtain call.
Bye, Sir Charles. How did the poor animal know to go after me?
I bet you know if you've been watching closely.
The pair of boots you lost, Sir Henry, Stapleton stole them from your hotel room. He had to have something with your scent on it. He brought the boots out to the Hound after he excused himself from dinner.
Just as he did with my scarf and poor Selden.
Your uncle taught you well.
And Dr. Watson would be proud as well, eh? I couldn't have done it without you, Jenny.
Me as well, Shirley. Now, what don't you like about my perfume?
Anyway.
So what shall be done about the Stapletons?
Tie them down for the night, as you think. Take them to the police in the morning.
No, forgive me, Sir Henry. I was afraid John would harm me if I didn't help him. That's why I warned you to leave. John's insane. He... John, come back!
After him, Shirley.
No, it's not safe. The beast is out there.
Close the door!
No one moved. The blood-curdling wail, the sound of darkness itself. And we knew that the truth, the real truth, was that the Hound would be back again, and it would be very, very hungry. Until next time!